Hey there everyone, it's Caitlin back again for another Real Talk movie review. Welcome back to my channel. If you are not already a follower or a subscriber, just go ahead and click that red button down below that you see on your screen, and then you can also sign up for notifications to be notified about all my latest videos. Thank you all to everyone who has commented and shown me some love. I really appreciate it. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, go ahead and head over and do that as well. It's the same name, at your geeky girlfriend. So let's jump right into today's video. As always, there are some minor spoiler alerts ahead, and I'm so excited to review this film. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Luca, Disney Pixar's newest film. I was so happy that we were able to watch this on Disney Plus without the premium access. However, I was a little bit disappointed that the movie did not go to a theatrical release. I was really looking forward to watching a Disney movie on the big screen again, especially after watching Cruella. And I was sad that they did not release Luca to the theater. They went straight to Disney Plus, but I was happy that you did not have to pay for the premium access. So in case you didn't know, Luca is free for all Disney Plus subscribers, and you can watch it anytime and immediate. So that's great. That's a great perk. Let's get into the plot a little bit, and let's take a look at some of the shots from the film. Luca follows Luca, who is a sea monster, and you can see in the pictures there, he meets a friend, meets a girl. And so the film just is about Luca discovering the human world. He is a sea monster who his whole life he's been told that humans are bad there. And you kind of see a little bit of a prequel at the very beginning of the film of some humans, some hunters looking for sea monsters, trying to kill them. So you kind of get a big sense of the fear and discrepancy between the humans and the sea monsters. It is set like in the Italian waterport towns, off of the Italian waterways, and you can see like the crystal clear waters, and they go like fishing, and they kind of have these walk-up shores, the water's not very deep, etc. And so Luca just gets to explore the human world in this film, and he meets Roberto, I think. I'm terrible with them names. Like, I cannot remember the names, but I'm pretty sure it's Roberto. And he meets a friend regardless. If I'm wrong, please tell me. I am terrible with names, and it's honestly been a couple of weeks since I've watched this film. I just have been really behind on recording my videos. He meets a friend, and they start exploring together. And this is just, it's kind of a traditional plot for Disney Pixar, like a monster or a human exploring another world. Like, it's kind of an overplayed plot, but we're going to talk about some of the details that I really liked about it. It was a refreshing storyline about friendship and the burden that new relationships can put on them. So Luca meets this friend, Roberto. They spend all this time together. They're trying to build their own Vespa. They're trying to race it. They're trying to get it to jump. They're trying to get it to fly and all these things. And then they end up going to shore, and they spend a lot of time with the humans, and Luca meets Julieta, and he kind of starts to get a little crush on her, you have to assume. Like, he kind of starts to see her maybe a little bit differently than he sees Roberto, and Roberto gets jealous. And so that was a refreshing story. It was a cute storyline about friendship and how these friendships can develop over mutual interests and teamwork and collaboration, and like encouraging one another. But then you also got to see, Roberto was not supportive of this. He got a little bit jealous, and that was very realistic, and it's very refreshing to see what relationships or what friendships, how friendships are affected by new relationships. And that goes even in our own adult lives. When we start dating somebody new, sometimes it can affect our friends. So it was a nice, realistic plot point there. It has an interesting plot twist about 3/4 of the way through the film, right before the climax. And the whole purpose of Luca and Roberto being on land is to train for this race, right? So they're training for this big race where they're going to win a Vespa. It's essentially a triathlon where they have to swim, bike, and run. Swim, bike. Yeah, swim. No. It's swim, bike, and eat pasta. They don't do the running. They eat pasta. So you have to eat the pasta, then you have to bike, and then you have to swim or swim, eat the pasta, and bike or whatever. So they're training and they join Julia's team. And obviously they're really good at swimming. So they have to figure out, because they're sea monsters, but they can't get wet. So they figure out like those cute little things of how they're going to get through this race. And then right before the race starts, there's a really interesting plot twist. With Luca kind of turning on Roberto just a little bit. I'm not going to go too much into it because I don't want to spoil it. But there is I was shocked. Like, I thought I kind of knew how the film was going to go based on the plot and based on how things were going so far. And it was not what I was expecting. So I liked that. And my husband said the same thing. He also was like, oh, that's unexpected. Pixar hasn't done that in a while. And it was refreshing. The animation obviously is beautiful. Pixar does a wonderful job. Great colors, great scenery, great backdrops. And it was a new setting. We haven't been to Italy before in a Disney film, or a Pixar animated film. We might have briefly touched Italy in some other ones, but not exclusively set in the Italian waterfront. And then the tagline, Silencio Bruno, is really catchy. And we actually, my sister-in-laws and I, when we were in Dollywood, we were screaming this on the top of the roller coaster, Silencio Bruno, which means like, be quiet, mind, stop telling me what to do. And it just kind of is go for it, be fearless, shut up brain, stop thinking that this is wrong or this is dangerous, and just go for it. So it's that adrenaline junkie's best friend, that motto of shut up brain, stop telling me what to do. I'm just going to go. This is fun. This is exciting. This is enticing, maybe a little bit dangerous, maybe a little bit risky, but I want to take a risk and I want to try something new. And so the tagline is really catchy and they do a good job at advertising it, and watching Luca like come on board with that tagline is fun. It is sort of like a reverse Little Mermaid. So Ariel goes on land to meet Prince Eric. We've all heard that story before. And this was kind of the same thing. Luca's a sea monster. He goes on land, realizes that he likes land more than sea. It's kind of, like the storyline is a little bit done out. We've kind of heard it before. And so I was kind of like, and honestly, that was one of the things that kind of drew me away from the film at the beginning. Was that I was like, it just looks like a reverse Little Mermaid, like sea monster goes on land, blah. We've seen that before. We've heard it before. Doesn't really intrigue me. But I'm glad that I decided to watch it. It was better than just a reverse Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid is good. It's a classic, obviously, but this was better than just a reverse Little Mermaid. It had a lot of nuances in it, a lot of, like I said, refreshing and interesting plot points throughout. And it did get pretty complex, not as complex as Soul in terms of like the spirituality and maybe the theology aspect, depending on how far you want to go with that. But it had some plots that we haven't seen before and that are not common to a Disney film, especially that of like turning on your friends or choosing, somebody over somebody else. We don't see that a lot. So that was interesting. The ending of this film is sad, and it does kind of leave you wondering what is happening, what's going to happen. You get a little glimmer of hope, but it's still like you want more for the ending. I'm not going to say too much. I try not to spoil the ending in these films. Like, I might give you some spoilers about what happens during, but I try not to give away too much of the ending. And the ending is a little bit happy. Like, Luca's parents come to a good realization. They're kind of more accepting. However, you want more for their friendship and you want more for Roberto. And you don't really know how his story ends. So if you watch the film, you'll get more about that. But I just felt like the ending was kind of disappointing. And I kind of just wanted to, Pixar's been doing that a lot lately though with their endings. Like, they've been kind of like leaving it open, but it's like not open enough to be a sequel. So it's weird. Like, it's not like, oh, there's going to be a part 2, like in Cruella. Everybody knows there's going to be a part 2. But with Pixar movies, it's like Soul was the same way. I just kind of felt like that's it. I felt a little less like that with Luca. A little less. Like, I at least had some hope. I kind of had some closure. But yeah, the ending is sad. Overall, I give it an A-, though. I do think it is the best Pixar movie since Coco. not better than Coco. But compared to Onward and Soul, it is the best. And I think if Inside Out was after Coco, then it's definitely better than that one as well. I always get like the newer Pixar movies always run together for me. Incredibles 2, it's up there if it's better or not than Incredibles 2. But it's definitely better than Onward and Soul. So the last two most recent Pixar movies, this one's been the best out of the three. And it's also better than Raya and the Last Dragon, if you ask me. So Pixar has kind of been knocking it out of the park with their new releases lately, whereas Disney has kind of been falling flat. And I'll be interested to see what happens for the future of Disney and Pixar and what they come up with next. But overall, I think Luca is an A- film. I really liked it. There were just some parts that disappointed me a little bit. Like it wasn't, oh my gosh, like it certainly is not my favorite Pixar movie. But it was good. And I'm interested to watch it again, get a new feel on it, and make sure that I have the characters' names right, because I feel like I'm wrong. And I just looked it up the other day and I still feel like I'm wrong. And like I said, it's been a while since I've watched it, so I would definitely be looking to watch it again soon. And if it was available for DVD and Blu-ray and all that, I probably would buy it because I would show this film to my kids in the future, because I think they would like it. And it is interesting. It's sort of like the boy version of The Little Mermaid, if you ask me. Little Mermaid is definitely more centered toward females and girls, the whole Disney princess vibe, but Luca was kind of the male version of that, like sea monsters and all that. So definitely, which that's what Pixar has been doing for a long time. Pixar has been writing and creating movies that are more gender neutral or more geared towards boys, monsters, toys, cars. So all of their stuff has been more on the boy side or gender neutral. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Luca and if you have already seen it. Otherwise, if you haven't, go get a review. It is on Disney Plus, available for streaming whenever you get the chance to, and you don't need premium access. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.